Alright, awesome people, welcome back to the Maverick channel, wherever you are, wherever you may be. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, guys. My screen is still mangoed up. Okay, now you should be seeing everything on the screen that's going on. So guys, I'm going to talk about a couple of things when it comes to Web3, DeFi, but just summarizing what is going on. But what I want to do today is to demonstrate a use case of one of the applications. Fetch, one of the companies that I talk about a lot, just rebranded their DeFi app, which they use. Basically, they rebranded it to BotSwap.finance. So I'm going to try and demonstrate. I haven't practiced the app before this video, so we're going to do everything in this video. I've just set up a few dependencies, like setting up some liquidity tokens on PancakeSwap and also loading some Fed tokens. Of course, I'll show you the easiest way to load your Fed tokens, because Fetch.AI mainnet is so amazing. It has mainnet support on the Binance network. So if you go on the Binance centralized exchange, you can see. So I'm going to be talking about all this today. We're going to be seeing a demonstration of this application to see if I get stuck. If I succeed, we shall see. If you're interested in this kind of content, seeing real world use cases of DeFi and cryptocurrencies, please tune in to the Maverick channel. Okay, so guys, before we start, let's look at this a little bit. So what is Web3? So essentially everything that I'm doing right now, decentralized finance. When people talk about NFTs, they talk about metaverse, they talk about moving money from one point to another, interacting with the financial system right on your internet browser. What does this mean? It's been given a name, which is the Web3 standard. Okay, so Web3 definition, I'll go through a definition a little bit. Web3 is the vision of the serverless internet. What does that mean? There is no centralized servers controlling the internet, but rather the data is transported in a decentralized manner. Okay, and even ownership. So result, an internet where users are in control of their own data and identity and destiny. So those that have been paying attention to my channel, I've talked about standards like the interplanetary file system. All these things tie into a true decentralized net. And when you see the way crypto has crashed right now, guys, let me just pull this up right now. This actually makes me happy. Of course, don't feel bad if you've just heard me say that. I lost money as well, so we're in this together. But why it makes me happy is because it brings back the focus in this space, and companies now focus on building, and rather the space is not filled with all this hype that goes on, all this meaningless hype. The projects that are truly going to emerge successful from this crypto space are the projects that have true utility. Okay, so guys, Web3, the standard, there's layer 0. When it comes to blockchain technologies, there's layer 0 blockchains, there's layer 1 blockchains, or you can call them ledgers. These are networks that their main purpose is to transfer data or information from one point to another without needing a third party to do this or to enable this. Everything is done automatically and it's immutable, cannot be changed. Okay, there's a history of these transactions. There's layer 0, layer 1, layer 2, and other things that in this particular article they're referring to as tooling solutions. So just a quick review. Layer 0 technology, the Web3 and blockchain is based on existing protocols. This layer includes the standardized building blocks of which layer 1 tech can be assembled. So like peer-to-peer internet, guys. Also, this falls into things like interplanetary file system, which is a peer-to-peer network. Peer-to-peer means moving data from one person or one machine, basically one peer to another peer without any intermediary in there. Okay, so there's layer 0 technologies. On top of that, we can build things like layer 1 technologies. An example of a layer 0 technology is the Cosmos blockchain, because on top of that you can build other blockchains, and then on top of those blockchains you can build layer 2 blockchains which can be scaled and like that. So you can see under layer 1 we can have protocols such as the IPFS, which is the interplanetary file system, which I've talked about, and in layer 2 solutions like the Matic network. So layer 1 we can have Ethereum itself. Okay, then we can have Fetch.AI itself. Layer 2 examples, we can have things like Polygon Matic, which is the main blockchain known out there for trying to scale the Ethereum network and trying to push this narrative of scaling. And then we can also have things like interoperability built into layer 2 or layer 0 technologies preferably. Okay, so there's a couple of use cases when it comes to DeFi. Time stamping, because these ledgers lock each time you make a transaction, you make an addition or you change another state of a smart contract. You can't change a smart contract, but you can add a few things to it. So when you write onto a smart contract, it's time stamped. When have you done this? Which year? Which day? Which what minute? What second? There's a life cycle of assets. You can use DeFi to monitor life cycle of assets. So you can have a standardized time of how you can track these things. So track and trace. And we see supply chains. There's some major blockchains really tackling this space, like VeChain, like Fetch.AI itself with their agents, and so on. Okay. And also we have tracking financial systems as well. So use cases, there's authentication, so land rights, you can, different information can be locked onto blockchains, access rights, so things come, when it comes to things like inheritance, or even having a token or an NFT that can give you exclusive access to certain things within the blockchain or even in the real world. Things like indexing, non-fungible assets access. We have smart contracts, building smart contracts, which basically automate this whole process. Tokenization, we saw creation of ERC20 tokens, all kinds of tokens being created on different blockchains, and also tokenizing assets, tokenizing real estate, tokenizing commodities. We have things like atomic swaps, being able to swap from one token to another. I'm actually going to share a video to demonstrate a little bit of this when I was adding stake liquidity to something I'm going to demonstrate today. So there's things like staking, where you keep your tokens, the validators and delegators. So the delegators give their tokens to the stakers, and stakers maintain the network. Their role is kind of like the miners when it comes to things like proof of work in Bitcoin. There's transparency because everything can be verified on a public ledger. There's payment systems, I've just talked about that, and things like pooling. So pooling or aggregation, this is how some DeFi protocols or decentralized finance protocols are able to give high rewards, because they pool different percentages from different protocols, maybe transaction fees, and they aggregate this, hence leading to these huge percentage rewards. Okay. So DeFi, again, earning, you can hold your tokens, you can spend them, you can borrow them, you can stake them, you can lend them, you can trade them, derivatives, yield optimization, just like I've talked about. Okay, so now let's get into what I wanted to talk about today. This is let BotSwap manage your DeFi positions. Automate your DeFi and DEX or decentralized exchange trading strategy using simple to set up and maintain crypto trading tools. Okay, so guys, give me a second as I try to load up this. Okay, what you're seeing on the screen, just as a little bit before we get into this project, there's something called liquid staking. Okay, so let me just set this up. I'm trying to set up my Ledger wallet. So before we actually get into what I want to talk about today, there's something called liquid staking that I want to talk about a little bit. So I've just talked about staking, where you lock your tokens, and the validators who are acting like miners when it comes to like proof of work. In proof of stake, we have validators and delegators. So the validators, you can delegate your tokens to someone, so they're locked up. So in ecosystems like Cosmos, they're locked up for 21 days if you want to unlock them and use them. So certain platforms, even in the Ethereum network, as it moves on to proof of stake. So let's talk about projects that are already on proof of stake. So as you're staking your tokens, since you can't use them, there's some platforms that are developing technology where you can actually mint tokens that represent your stake position, and you can actually use them even if you're staked. And once you're done, you pay them back, and then you get back your original token. So that's something else that's going to be really influential and important as DeFi moves forward. So guys, before we get into the project today, I've added liquidity. There's Metalex, the Metalex platform, which is a sister company of the Fetch.AI ecosystem. So what I've done, I've gone to PancakeSwap, okay, which is one of the biggest DeFi protocols on the Binance Smart Chain, and I've created a liquid position of Metalex, of any Metalex tokens, so representing this, and the Binance USD standard. I actually didn't finish the transaction. Let me do it so that you all know. But before I do this, okay, let's try and do this one and complete. Confirm supply. Okay, I hope everything works smoothly, because this is where we get started to show the demonstration of the processes, okay, before we get into the agent. So let me add some liquidity. Okay, the reason I'm doing this is because they support this agent supports Uniswap, which is on Ethereum, and PancakeSwap on the Binance Smart Chain. Of course, I'm not going to use Uniswap because it's too expensive. Ethereum, the gas fees are impossible to do a demonstration like this. So those that do not know, Metalex is focusing on decentralized commodities and things like that, derivatives. When you go to trade, you can choose different things. So I think under Ethereum, it has more tokens listed, but they support crypto, they support some other standards as well. And when you go to the dashboard, you can actually see how you can trade and so on. But this video is not about this. It's not about this particular platform. You can trade on different prices. If you're bullish on the market, you can trade on that. If you're bearish on the market, you can trade on that. Okay, so I've added liquidity representing these tokens. Okay, view Binance Smart Chain. I think this has been successful. Let's try and go to liquidity here. Okay, so guys, now this shows that I've added liquidity, $16 worth of MetaLex tokens and $16 worth of Binance, of the Binance chain. Okay, so now as a quick one, the Binance Smart Chain, as I said earlier, supports Fetch tokens. So if you buy Fetch tokens, you can buy them on Binance. You can buy them, I don't know, elsewhere. There's some other exchanges as well, and you can directly bring them to the Binance Smart Chain using the Binance exchange. Okay, so you can choose a particular network, because Binance is so cool. It supports multiple networks. For example, here you can push the ERC20 tokens or the Fed tokens onto the Ethereum network, which is going to cost you like $24. Or you can use the Binance Smart Chain, which is going to cost you like 20 cents. Or the Fetch mainnet, if you want to stake on the Fetch mainnet using the Cosmos wallet. I'm going to show you what that is, which is 24 cents. So this is the Cosmos wallet. You can deposit your Fed tokens here and stake them or withdraw them and so on. Okay. And then you can move them from the Binance Smart Chain onto the MetaMask wallet. Okay, that's one way you can do it. And then you can set up this DeFi. I've set up with different tokens. The reason why I've set up with those Fed tokens is because if you go to this app, okay, let's start from scratch, and you try the app for free. Okay, then we go to access decentralized finance. Our MetaMask is going to open up. It's going to ask us to sign the transaction. Okay, so let me sign it on my Ledger wallet over here. Signing the transaction. And I think this interface, okay, it logged in really smoothly this time. So that is amazing. So guys, this is what I wanted to show you. So after moving your Fed tokens onto MetaMask, this is it. You have a wallet balance, you have an app balance. So you can top it up. I already topped up 30 Fed tokens, but you can add more. I can add 5 more Fed tokens. I'll just add 2 more for sake of demonstration. So it's going to charge my account, my MetaMask account. My MetaMask pops up. 30 cents fee because it's Binance Smart Chain, not $100. Okay, so let me sign my like on Ethereum. Let me sign my transaction over here. Okay, so it's asking me to approve tokens. So what is going on is that it's communicating with a smart contract in the background. This is an immutable piece of code that governs all this. Now, after it has approved a token transfer, it's now opening up a second session, which is send the tokens to my account. So I'm signing a second transaction, which is going to send the Fed tokens that are on the Binance Smart Chain onto this platform, which is BotSwap, which is a platform powered by the Fetch.AI mainnet. Okay, which is pretty cool. So now you see my wallet balance on Fetch on MetaMask is now 8, and now my approved balance is 30. It's supposed to go up to 32, but it's still going. It's still happening in the background of the blockchain. It's still being pushed forward from the memory pool to. You don't need to know all these details, but basically the transactions are still happening. Once they're locked in, once the confirmations have been completed, then the tokens are going to be registered here. So all you can do is to refresh your page. Depending on how fast the network is. So you see now 32 Fed tokens. The reason why I've loaded this, okay, now let's start. We're starting together. Estimated service expiry in a month. Monthly usage 28 Fed tokens. So I'm going to sacrifice these tokens for the sake of this video. We can see other interfaces. BotSwap powered by Fetch.AI. It shows you which address is connected. It shows you the network. I'm connected on the Binance Smart Chain, and it's showing you the gas fees currently. It's using low gas fees, but it's working out because it's on the Binance Smart Chain. Okay. Some DeFi agent that I ran in the past is still there. I can delete it. Okay. There's triggers and so on. Okay. And then the account. Some details about the account notification, some transactions in the past. Okay, now let's see how we can do this. Let's go to trigger or agents, new agent. Okay, so we're doing this together. Binance Smart Chain mainnet. My address is this. Estimated agent capacity 1 out of 5. Okay, let's just go to create. Let's see how easy this is. Okay, so it's already created a DeFi agent. Okay, so the only option is to delete unphased crypto bot. Okay, let's go to triggers. Let's set up a trigger. Withdraw liquidity trigger or swap token trigger. Okay, so adding a withdraw liquidity trigger instructs an agent to withdraw your liquidity pool tokens when the price of one token in the pair falls below the threshold you specified. Okay, then swap token trigger is another one. So adding a swap token trigger instructs an agent to swap your tokens when the price of your token or the token you wanted to swap for falls below below the threshold. Okay, so let's go with withdraw liquidity trigger. Okay, so we set up our trigger. It's the agent that is using is called the unfazed crypto bot. Okay, so we go, it's doing something, fetching the pools. So it's fetching liquidity pools. It's looking for, voila, there it is, guys. There it is. It has actually detected that I have a pool of any MetalX tokens, guys. It's called any because the MetalX tokens are originally on Ethereum and the Fetch mainnet. So the Binance version of them are created using the, I think it's AnySwap, the protocol. So that's why they have that any on them, to mean that they're a one-to-one mirror of the original MetalX tokens. So it's showing that I have the pool. It has detected it, the liquidity pool we've just created together. Okay, so selected pair any MetalX with BUSD and the liquidity 16 liquidity pool tokens, which are representative of 16.96 any MetalX tokens and 16.33 BUSD tokens. So amount to approve for withdrawal. So I'm going to just click maximum. Okay, so it's going to draw 15.8. I don't know why it's 15.8. I think there's a fee charge. I don't know who it goes to. Okay, now this is pretty cool. You have a trigger price. So because we wanted to have a price of when the tokens should be swapped up before. So here it's any MetalX with BUSD. Okay, let's check on PancakeSwap to properly understand. If you have a pair, which price should you go for? Let's see, maybe exchange. If we go to any MetalX, I just want to see which prices it's listed in, because sometimes it shows you can tell the price. Okay, let's see. So price one any MetalX per 1 USD BUSD, and if you switch this, you get 0.9 BUSD for any MetalX. So we're going to go for that arrangement. We're going to go for BUSD slash any MetalX. Okay, BUSD slash any MetalX. So the price is listed in BUSD, so it's easier for me. So the current price is 96 cents, and let's say if the price of any MetalX goes below 95 cents, okay, 95 cents. Oh, this is the current spot price. So if it goes below 95 cents, let's type this here, 0.95 cents, then withdraw my liquidity, because what if it's a rag pool? So let's use, I want to use medium gas fees. Let's click next. So the pool, any MetalX, threshold 0.99 cents, so 95 cents. In case it touches that threshold, withdraw my tokens. Withdraw gas, it will charge that. I think it's good to set up your gas fees just in case gas fees spike past the normal gas fees, then your tokens might not get withdrawn, okay, because the validators will keep skipping over your transaction. So I think ideally, to be safe, since the gas fee is already cheap on the Binance Smart Chain, you can just click the fastest gas fee. So withdraw gas amount 500,000, that's in gas, okay, amount to approve 15, and so on. You're confirming token gas is this. Let's go to next. I think I'm going to perform 4 transactions. Approve contract, okay, MetaMask has opened. This is going to cost me 15 cents of Binance, because the MetaMask is on the Binance Smart Chain. So it's using the BNB tokens, which are the native tokens. I'm confirming the first transaction, which is approving the contract access to the funds. Okay, so which means these smart contracts, I'm now giving it permission to control my liquidity pool tokens. Okay, second transaction, register agent with the contract. Pretty cool, guys. Guys, it's the first time I'm doing this. It's the first time I'm doing this. Okay, now I'm going to sign my transaction on my ledger. In case you're not sure, in case you think I'm not, this is it. Approve transaction. Okay, so I'm trying to sign my transaction here. Accept. Okay, now we're waiting for that. Register agent with a contract. So some of these take a longer time than others. So okay, waiting for that. Okay, that's done. Then send BNB to agent. So send BNB to agent, because these agents need also some BNB. So there are 3 tokens. There's my pool tokens, the Fetch and the any MetaLex. And of course, there's the BNB token, which is the token you need to have if you need to interact with the Binance Smart Chain. So it's asking me to send BNB to the agent. So it's going to send a little bit of BNB tokens to manage this whole process. So I'm going to sign my transaction here. Okay. So the way the Ledger Nano is, if you're seeing this for the first time, this is what we refer to as a hardware wallet. I really hope you can see me because I cannot see myself in the camera. So with this hardware wallet, it removes the extra risk by allowing you to sign transactions off the internet. Okay, so guys, it's saying armed. Okay, withdraw. It's a withdraw agent. Okay, its purpose rather is to withdraw. It's on the Binance Smart Chain network. It's managing the pair of any MetaLex and BUSD pool tokens, and the spot price currently is 96 cents. The trigger price for my liquidity to be withdrawn is 95 BUSD, which is a mirror to mirror, one-to-one mirror to the United States dollars. So this is 95 cents, and it's showing that the agent is armed. The approved balance is this. So it's showing me the balance I had in my liquidity pool. The gas price, the maximum gas price is 30 Gwei. That's the name used in the Ethereum standard for gas price. I think also the Binance Smart Chain uses that. And the type of agent is the unphased crypto bot. Guys, in the past, like months ago, I used an agent once and it actually worked. So if you want any feedback on, because I don't know if the any MetaLex token is going to fall below the 95-cent price, but if it does, this thing is actually going to withdraw the liquidity. And when it does, I'll be sure to come back and show you the details. So guys, this is one way you can actually utilize decentralized finance like agents to actually manage your decentralized finance protocols without you actually having to be there and pay attention every single time. So guys, you see, I've used this protocol for the first time. Okay, the first time I used it was in its old version that was many months ago, like 3 months ago or something, or 2 months ago. And this is the first time I've used it again with their new standard. I think they released this yesterday. And we've seen that it actually works. Okay, so the only thing left to prove is to see whether it actually withdraw the liquidity, which if it doesn't happen now, of course, I don't think the price is going to drop that fast where you can refresh and see before we end the video. Okay, not yet. The pool hasn't yet dropped. This is the current spot price, so it hasn't yet dropped. All right, guys, that's a quick demonstration of how some of these things can apply and how we can use them. Okay, so it detected everything automatically, and that's it. That's all that had to happen. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed in this video. I hope you learned something, and I will see you on the next one. Take care, guys. Have a good one.